Does it feel like it's getting harder and harder to stay safe online? In this episode, we're going to talk about something that even if you're older, you really, really need to learn how to do.
AI, deepfake, scammers, fraud.
So we're actually going to talk about authentication apps.
Oh, I was wondering about, like, you were going to say two-factor authentication is what you really need to learn.
Pretty much, yeah. But we're going to talk specifically about authentication apps because two-factor authentication is great, and it's basically on the same theme and line as that.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
An authenticator app?
Yeah.
I think so. It's like a specific app that generates a code every 10 seconds or whatever. So you have to like log in and then use your app at a specific time. Is that right?
Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. It's
Like,
a little
I
bit
used
slower
to-
than 10 seconds.
I
That'd be
couldn't
pretty
remember.
fast. It's just,
Dang it, I
normally
missed it
around
again.
60 seconds to a minute or something like that.
60 seconds is a minute.
So 30 seconds to a minute.
I remember because I had to use one for work.
Okay.
Like back when I worked.
Yeah. So there's something happening, I guess, as technology is improving and a lot of people are being left behind. And this is a conversation that I've actually had with a lot of clients over the age of 50 that I'm really pushing them on. I've had a few clients get scammed for this and that over the last little while, which is
Yeah.
really unfortunate as they're getting much, much older. And the scams are becoming significantly more, like they're becoming better. Like,
Yeah.
truthfully, they're becoming better. And the technology out there to make it as bad as possible for older ones to get caught up in these type of things, it's improving at a significantly faster rate than you are going to be able to, if you're listening to your parents, then you are ever going to be able to teach them. Because a lot of these individuals have fallen behind on the technology side of things, right? So like you think of a lot of people that were using banking. So you would see the people that would come in and they would still pay all their bills over the counter because that's how they'd done them by check for the past 30, 40 years, and they hadn't moved to online banking.
Right.
And like small things like that, it might seem like a small thing, but the reality is because they haven't kept up, the technology leap that they have to take in order to be able to remain safe is so big now that it's unlikely that they're going to develop the skill set to be really good at it. Right. And so if you're teaching somebody how to spot a fake email, we're now getting into what's the domain and we're looking at so many different things that they're just not going to be able to do. So a really, really key thing that you can do for your parents, for you, is to start using authentication apps, because the difficulty increases by many times to break into an account or something like that if somebody is using two-factor authentication. So password and username is very outdated now. It's been outdated for a while, but we're now getting to the point that it is really important that you learn how to do it. The amount of times where I've gotten notifications because I use even Google Password Manager and stuff like that, and it'll tell me that some random site was hacked and the password and stuff and the username and stuff like that is now out there. That can never get back. The CRA was hacked and a bunch of stuff was like, all of this stuff is happening. But you know what they can't hack? Two-factor authentication.
So what, maybe this is a dumb question, but why?
Because it changes
so quickly?
So the way that it works, which is why I'm specifically talking about authentication apps, if I'm going to log into my authentication app right now, I need to use my thumbprint to get in. Okay, so I'm on my computer. So I want you to imagine yourself from a scammer's point of view.
Okay.
You're on a computer, you've gotten Trey's username and password, right, to get into his online banking.
Yeah.
Sounds great. So if you go back 10 years, you put that in and I'm into online banking and I'm good to go, send money, do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Now I need to convince Trey to give me his 6 digits that is automatically generated. And I need to do that every 30 seconds like it changes every 30 seconds. So I need to get him to do it within that time frame, which is annoying as it is. And then if I ever log out or I'm logged out, the next day I'm going to have to redo it.
Yeah.
And redo it again and redo it again. So it is when, especially older ones, when they give out their passwords, they'll be on their computer and they'll log in, and like there's things that will monitor your keystrokes and all of this type of stuff. This technology is out there and it's used to scam people, and it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
A password that changes every 30 seconds on a different separate device is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And the level of encryption now is extremely high. It is not the technology. Very often it's not technology that fails. It's the human
Yeah.
is the part that breaks down. And so the reason I'm mentioning this is just if you're going to learn and try to keep yourself safe online and bring yourself up to date, I want you to go and download. There's a few authentication apps that I would use, like Google has one. Go to your Play Store. Google has one. Apple has one. Microsoft has one. And I want you to enable two-factor authentication on anything that matters to you. If it's your email, absolutely. Your Gmail accounts, your MyCRA account, your bank accounts, all of it. And you will be annoyed about it one day because it is annoying. You're like, oh, I just want to do this quick thing. But you will get better at just bringing up your phone and logging in. But that one step makes such a big difference.
I was going to say it's also one of those, another thing that's really like a preventative thing where because you can't live the parallel life and stuff, you might think to yourself, oh, why am I still doing this? It's so annoying. But you don't know who's behind the scenes trying to log into your accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have that set up. Like that could be protecting you and you wouldn't even know necessarily.
I get it all the time with my website.
Yeah.
So there's like a back way that you would log into the developer side of the website. And there was a period of time when somebody was trying to brute force it from somewhere, where it was like every few seconds they were trying a different password and stuff like that. And it was like, to me, it doesn't matter but it's happening. It happens all the time for stuff.
That's crazy.
You just never know when it's not. You just never know. So it's just so much safer that it's just really important that if you were going to teach your parents, if you're going to learn something and take the time to do it when you're a little bit older and you're not as tech savvy, that's a simple thing that you should learn. You should sit down, Google, type into YouTube and watch somebody do it and set it up. And
yeah, I feel like that. I was going to ask you because setting up two-factor authentication to your phone, I feel like is one thing, but to have an app, I've only ever done it through work. I don't know how to do it on my personal stuff.
It's really simple because everything is the QR codes. So like I'll maybe it'll be useful, but you should go and just like go to YouTube and look it up and watch somebody go through it because I can't show you that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty simple. You type in, like I use the Microsoft Authenticator. You go in, you download the app. You then, on whatever program, let's say it's Amazon, that you're wanting to enable your two-factor authentication on, you would just go to settings. It will be there, enable two-factor, and it'll give you a little QR code that you scan with your phone with the app. Like in the app, you'll be like an ad account or whatever. You scan that, done.
Really? That's cool.
Super easy. Super easy. And then once it's done, it will ask you you'll put your username, you put your password in, it'll ask you for your password. I've actually seen it where some places are getting rid of passwords entirely and they're just using that.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So instead of you putting in a password, you put your username in, you put in that code.
Done. Because if the
it changes every 30 seconds. At work we have to change our password every whatever it is. Like it's very common practice. The IT department will make you change it. I think it's like it seems like every other day, but it's not. But imagine how much more annoying it is to try to get into something when the password, I don't even know what that is. It changes every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Without me giving that to you, it's on a separate device. If somebody gets onto that one device and is doing stuff on that one device. This is on a separate device entirely.
So they basically have to break into your home, have all your devices, and multiple
Force you at
passwords.
gunpoint to put your fingerprint
Oh
on
yeah,
them
I
because it's
guess.
fingerprint protected. Like for me on my phone, right? It's like
Yeah.
most of these type of attacks cast a really wide net and see what bites. They're not individually targeting one person. If
Like
you're in the type of
you.
position that you'd be individually targeted, like I am, for instance, right? Where it's like because of my profession, I would have the potential to be individually targeted for stuff like that
Yeah.
because the payout would be so great, right? I'm extremely safe when it comes to my practices for that type of stuff. But if you're not in those type of positions, it doesn't. It's unlikely. Just basic two-factor authentication is going to make you so untouchable that
Yeah.
you'll be great. You'll be fine.
Yeah. The
But
only
it's
other
just
thing is with these older ones, it's like have the two-factor authentication, but still continue to teach them because I've heard a lot of scams are still over the phone. It seems to be so. It's like as much as you set them up, it's like okay, now tell me that authentication code. It's like they could still do it,
for
right?
sure. Yeah,
Which is like
and that's why you still want to be encouraging these people to. I often will tell people just ask, pick somebody in your life. Like we have trusted contact people and stuff. And I was like, even if it's me, just pick up the phone and ask me. I'll tell you very quickly whether it's a scam or not.
yeah,
Right? It's so obvious so much of the time, but they prey on emotion. They prey on. They're
yeah,
just again. They
fear
put
or
the
like
you set the net wide enough. Somebody over the millions that you email and millions that you message, somebody will be scared enough to answer, to call the number, to like go through that, and it's just
I remember my grandma
constant
got that
education.
scam. I want to tell the story
Yeah,
because
go for it.
I've heard a few people have the same one. Somebody called my grandma and she answered and they started saying like, help, I'm in prison. I was in a car accident. And they asked like, do you know who this is? And my grandma was like, is this Trey? And he's like, yes, it's Trey. So anyways, he made the story up that he was in this accident. He's in jail now and he needs $10,000 bail or something like that, right?
Yeah,
And so of course my grandma's like, Trey needs $10,000. And thankfully my mom was living with her at the time. And she asked my mom and my mom picked up the phone and obviously told the scammer to get lost. But afterward, they phoned Trey and you were like, Grandma, I am never going to phone you for $10,000. If I'm in prison and I need help, I'm not phoning you for help, Grandma.
I deserve to be there. Obviously, if that's the
It was just so funny. She was so ready though. And it's just crazy. Like, isn't that sad? It was like she was ready.
felt very loved because of it, but
Yeah, she was like ready to sign the check.
yeah.
But yeah, like I've heard a few people have similar scams. A few people have said they've gotten those phone calls too, and it's just
Oh
like,
yeah, it's super common.
but
And
again, it's like you needed the trusted person. If mom wasn't there, I don't know what would have happened later. Thankfully, she was
yeah.
there. But yeah, like
And the thing is with AI and stuff, like at that time she gave up that information, but there'll come a time when if it does get more targeted, when it would be my voice on the other side of the
I know
phone,
that's what freaks me out.
right? And things like that. It's just so the technology is improving, and oftentimes it's used in such a malicious way first, and because people they don't keep up with the changes and all the progress that technology has made. You don't understand the ways that you can be scammed. It, and AI is a scary one. It is honestly
Yeah.
very, very scary. Yeah. So you have
We
to,
don't
you
even
have to
know at
learn.
this point what could happen, and I
No.
know it freaks me out to think too much about it. So
Yeah.
we'll just have to
Kind
see.
of crazy. But anyway, that was my public service announcement. Is just please take the time. Maybe in the YouTube version of this, I'll find how to set up the authentication app by Microsoft or
Yeah.
something, and I can link it in the description because it is just take the time to. It will be a pain, especially if you've spent a long time not understanding the technological side and the advancements. It will be a pain to set up, but once you do it, it is something that is worth you learning about. There's many things that, who cares? But this is one of them that if you want to remain safe online, please, just the important stuff to you, get a simple two-factor authentication. Okay?
Perfect.
I will see you in the next one, as long as you set it up.
Okay. Threats. Just kidding. Bye.
Whatever makes you set it up. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Plain English Finance Podcast. Trey Bino, Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Investment Manager, is a financial planner with TC Wealth Management and Aviso Wealth. You should always consult with your financial, legal, and tax advisors before making changes. This podcast is provided as a general source of information and should not be considered personal investment advice or solicitation to buy or sell any securities. The views expressed are those of the individual and are not necessarily those of Aviso Financial Inc. Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc.